Um, it's hard. I think it's hard. I think home is where I am right now. This house here in Henderson, Nevada, which is an adjacent city to Las Vegas, because I've been here for a long time. Because I'm here with my life partner. Because this is home, right? This is where my kitty lives. All you understand.
Mhm.
So this is home. However, every time that I go to Bogota, it 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 is it's a wonderful experience, but it's heavy because it's I encounter myself again, right? Like, and so that is home in a way. A place that has such an emotional impact on me has to be home too. Always I go to Bogota, it's like I take me days to digest. I'm here. I am from here. Look at these people. They all look like me. They talk like me, and it's all this re-encountering myself through the other people, right? So it's always very strong. Even though I have been going so many times for 20 years, 20 something years, I've been here. Always that I go is like, this is me, right? I find myself there. So
Well, it's interesting, and you probably can relate to this. And all those of you who are not in your own country, I I came here, I went to school here, and then I went back home, and but I didn't quite fit back in Venezuela, to be fair and to be truthful. I and I, just things just didn't gel for me, as we say, and but I come back here, and of course this is not my country either, so it's like I don't belong anywhere. It's just you ended up being in this limbo of who you are, or where you always, I know one of the things we think about, well, where am I from? I always will think, yeah, I'm from Venezuela. But even though if I go there, I know I will be, you know, almost like an outsider too, because I really, and of course, the whole language and the country itself changes all the time, and I'm not there to go through those changes. So I'm even words that I use, things that I say that people look at me like, wow, I hadn't heard that in years. Things, expressions that I will say that people just look at me funny. But yeah, yeah, I guess in a nutshell, that's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very difficult question because um, I knew here still. I consider me new. I came. We came in 2018, so I think we are in the kind of adaptation. I don't know. I don't feel that this is my home. I think it's a country where I can develop my career, but I'm starting almost from the scratch, and this is very difficult. And when you have 54, in my case, and you had in your old country, in your homeland, you had a very good job, your recognition. I was conducting a lot in the last 20 years, besides my career as a professional flutist. I was also conducting 4 or 5 times a year the Simon Bolivar Symphony Orchestra, which is huge for a conductor. Then, okay, came to the United States, and the first year was just waiting because for the papers to to be able to work, and then um, looking for a place, for a job where I can share my experience. So it was difficult at the beginning. Right now, I think we have a place, a very good job, and where I can develop my skills as a flutist, as a conductor, but not no, it's not the same. I had a very good career in my country, so um, if I consider the U.S. As my home, I don't know. I think I'm still waiting a little bit. Um, I have the green card, but this means nothing to me. Okay, I'm sure I am safe here. I am legal, totally legal. I am safe. I can work, I can look for new jobs if I want it, but I still have like a one foot in my country, one foot here, like a divide. I am divided.
Well, I don't know. It's difficult to say because I have very few family left in Caracas, and home is where the family group is somehow. This Christmas, we were very lucky to have our kids here, and that was home. We were all together. That was home. What I feel is home is in the past. It's not a place. When I think of home, I think of people who are not there already. Um, but I think somehow it's a question of age as well, that many of the people very dear are already dead. So, go back for what?
Well, home for me is the place where I have my things, my books, my scores, my instruments, and in a space to think and to live. Yes, so that is home for me. In this case, for many years, it's New York. Yeah, many years actually. Um, but of course, as soon as I go into Argentina and the hmm, I don't know the name of these people, when they open the door of the airplane,
Yeah.
and I smell that smell, which is incredibly different from whatever smell I can smell here, and I say, wow, this is me, this is life. Yes, and that happened to me every time that I go to Argentina. So there is a sense of well, I'm missing something. Yes, by living in a space where I cannot smell those things, yes, there is something missing. Yes, but I keep it with me because I travel at least once a year to Argentina. In the last 2 years, because of the circumstances, I couldn't do it, but I travel to Argentina and I see people in the street, people that I never met, of course, but I can tell who they are, what they do, etc. In this country, I still don't know anybody. So I see people in the street, even my neighbors, they are like holograms for me, you know?
Mhm.
So so in that sense, home is two things. One is my space, as I mentioned, where I can work, where I can concentrate and read and be in silence, etc. And then the other home is a mental home. And my mental home, of course, is in the South, of course. It's and my music, in a way, reflects that, because the music that I write is coming from a place that is not here, it's not Europe, it's coming from a place that was my living experience. Yes, and I will say, I will risk this, my living experience, not only since I was born, but before I was born.